One of our favorite places to visit in Japan is Kochi City. Located on the south side of Shikoku Island, it's a little off the beaten path for most tourists. For me, it's a fun city and fairly walkable, with a variety of museums, historical points, shopping, and food. Also in Kochi is Kochi Castle, one of only 12 castles that still has an intact main keep. It's 5 stories high and surrounded by a maze of walls to help protect it from invaders. Fortunately, these days they welcome visitors, and the grounds are fun to explore, with breathtaking views of the walls and large trees. Oh, you can just see the top of the keep, peeking over the wall. At the top of this wall, you can see a downspout. The wall itself looks like a messy jumble of rocks, but it's actually quite stable and strong. The grounds are maintained as a garden for everyone to enjoy. You can wander around most of them without having to pay any fee. Here's another view of the main keep. Another view of the keep. It looks so close, but there's still a ways to go yet. The steps look even from this angle, but they are purposely built at different lengths to tire invading enemies. This is a false gate, built to trick enemies into trying to break in. Meanwhile, you would be shot at from above, or the side, or have things dropped on you through that long gap. Fortunately, these are more peaceful times. We were only getting bombarded by the sounds of the cicadas. We headed in down the long hall. This is one of the tiles that would be at the very top of the keep. It's a dolphin, which wards off evil. And here's one of the windows that a soldier would use to monitor activity and fire at enemies. We're finally inside the main compound. Here's some people and jungle crows enjoying the views at the top. We purchased a ticket and put our shoes in a locker. On the ground floor are some amazing views of the garden and rooms that would be used for entertaining and meeting people. This 3D art piece is of Yamauchi Katsutoyo and his wife, Chiyo, the first lord of Tosa, who built the castle. The horse was given to him by Chiyo. The lower floor also has a variety of carvings and artifacts. On the right is the Yamauchi clan emblem, and on the left is an old palanquin. These are wooden carvings of ducks with arrowhead leaves. I think these would be positioned above the sliding doors, not only for ventilation, but to look pretty. The second one has been badly damaged, with the leaves missing, and even a duck head was broken off. This kimono was worn by an actress who portrayed Chiyo Yamauchi in a television program a few years ago. If you recall the panels with the ducks, they would have been placed up here.
This was a tea room.
Like most tea rooms, it looks pretty small. This was a large Japanese cedar that was cut down. It had been planted shortly after the castle was built in the mid-1600s, and they had a timeline of all the events it had lived through. The inner room is where the castle lord would have sat. Lower-ranking guests would sit in the lower portion of the room, closer to where I'm standing. Off on the left are a couple of doors with tassels on them. Guards would be posted inside, ready to jump out and protect the lord if anything happened. Here's a view of the ceiling. This is where things could be dropped on invaders. It's been glassed over for safety. On the second floor is a large diorama of the castle and the surrounding town and how it would have looked at the time. It was fascinating to take a few moments and look around and see all the people portrayed in all sorts of everyday tasks. There were merchants selling things, laborers working to move and build things. Tile makers stacking roof tiles. There was even a cat and a dog fighting over a dropped fish, while a boy laughs in amusement. Notice the people on horseback. When the lord needed to leave the castle, he was at risk. He would have 5 other men on horseback, dressed as lookalikes, just in case he was attacked. Any townspeople were expected to bow as the lord passed. This class system also applied to samurai, with upper and lower ranking samurai, followed by farmers, artisans, and then merchants. The stairs between the floors are quite steep.
Yeah, that thing spins.
The third floor had another model of the castle and the surrounding area. The stairs in front were how we had entered the park that day. The main gate is on the other side. There's a view of the false gate from above.
cat?
Not for backpacks.
We headed up to the top floor, where you can have a view of the city and the surrounding mountains. Remember the dolphin that I showed earlier in the entry hall? Here's another one, in place on the roof. The path around the top is quite narrow. Fortunately, it hadn't rained that day, or I might have gotten my feet wet. There is also some sort of film crew going around the castle. I'm not sure what they were filming for. Time to head carefully back down. Back on the ground floor, there's a few more displays. Some cute samurai on horseback. And they still have the whaling diorama. Historically, this area is well known for hunting whales.
Oh,
It is pretty amazing how groups of people around the world could work together and catch such large animals. The area is also known for a few local pottery styles. And the displays are well cared for by the staff. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at Kochi Castle. As always, thanks for watching.